30 must know English idioms for fluent conversation. Idioms are expressions whose meaning is separate from the meaning of individual words in the expression. And by the way, you've got to watch the video right till the end because there's an interactive quiz for you waiting there. It's a very nice one. Do not miss. Okay, let's dive into the video now. All right, so let's start with the first one. First is two's company, three's a crowd. It's a beautiful one. I love it. You must learn how to use it. So it is used to describe a situation where two people are enjoying each other's company, but a third person would make them feel uncomfortable. So third person is not welcomed. Okay. Some situations such as a date are fine with two people, but awkward or uncomfortable when there are three people involved. Of course, nobody would want a third person walking in on your date, right? So here's your example sentence. The couple wanted to go on holiday with their friend, but two's company, three's a crowd. So none of them were able to enjoy themselves. Next one on the list is call it a day. Now this is a phrase that is very commonly used, and if you do not use it yet, today is your chance to learn it and start applying it in your daily vocab. Call it a day is used to stop what you're doing because you do not want to do it anymore or you think you've done enough. To call it a day is to stop working on a task, a project, or an activity, usually because you feel you've done enough or it's time to rest. It signals the conclusion of work for that day. All right, call it a day. Okay, I don't want to do it anymore. Let's call it a day. That's how you use it. Here's your example sentence. We've made a lot of progress. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. Like I could literally say this today for my team. It's getting late. I think I'll call it a day. After 10 hours of coding, we finally decided to call it a day. Next one is it takes two to tango. Tango is a form of dance. Two people are required to complete an action or resolve a situation. Everyone knows that two people are needed to dance the tango. So this expression means that if there has been some kind of unpleasant situation in which two people were involved, they are both to blame. She blames Sarah for stealing her husband. But anyway, it takes two to tango. So that means husband is also to blame. Next is sit on the fence. This is one of the best ones I have learned myself in the last 1 year, and I've started to use it because I kind of really like the ring of it. I enjoy using this phrase. Sit on the fence means to avoid saying which side of an argument you support. To sit on the fence means to remain neutral or indecisive, avoiding choosing a side in a debate or conflict. The images of somebody sitting literally on a fence, not going into either of the fields on either side. To sit on the fence means that you're not being able to decide something, in short. Okay, let's get into the example sentences. He tends to sit on the fence whenever there's a big family argument. Like he does not take sides. You can't sit on the fence forever. You need to decide. Politicians sometimes sit on the fence to avoid alienating voters. Yeah. Next one is hit the sack. It simply means to go to bed or retire for the night. It paints an image of physically striking or jumping into your bed. Like I'm gonna hit the bed now. That means I'm gonna jump into my bed and I am sleeping. You'll hear this idiom whenever somebody is talking about needing sleep or winding down. Examples. I'm exhausted. I think I'll hit the sack now. We stayed up late last night, so I'm gonna hit the sack early tonight. After a long day of traveling, all I wanna do is hit the sack. As pretty as a picture. It means something very attractive or pleasant to look at. Example. The garden was as pretty as a picture in springtime. She looked pretty as a picture in her new hat or her new dress. Next one on the list is hit the books. Lovely one. Start using today. It's often used to describe studying with concentration or intensity, especially before an exam. To hit the books means to start studying seriously or doing academic work. It's commonly used among students as a way to say they need to dedicate time to their studies. You get it now, okay? Now we're going to talk about the example sentences. I have an exam tomorrow, so I need to hit the books tonight. You can't expect good grades if you don't hit the books regularly. We're hitting the books in the library until we finish our group project. Next one is through thick and thin. This means to be loyal no matter what, extremely loyal. Often used to describe families or BFFs, through thick and thin means that you are by each other's side no matter what happens. Through the bad times, through the good times, always together, helping each other out. The couple have stuck by each other's side through thick and thin and have only come out stronger. My best friend has supported me through thick and thin. Next one, skeletons in the closet. This is a really lovely one. It's an embarrassing fact that someone wishes to keep secret. All of us have skeletons in the closet, right? They mean hidden secrets. They could often be shameful or embarrassing that one tries to keep private. It suggests that these secrets could cause trouble or embarrassment to people if they get out in the public, if they're revealed. So here are your example sentences. Every politician has a few skeletons in the closet. Before the wedding, they were worried that skeletons in the closet might come to light. He seemed perfect, but there could be skeletons in the closet we don't know about. Next is burn the midnight oil, a common one you should know. It means to read or work late into the night. Burn the midnight oil means working or studying late into the night, long after the usual bedtime. This idiom emphasizes the dedication or necessity of staying up to complete a task. So, if you are unable to complete something, you say, I'm going to burn the midnight oil today. I have to complete this. Example, I had to burn the midnight oil to finish my research paper. She's been burning the midnight oil all week preparing for her finals. I used to do that in my CA final exams, I remember. Oh God, too much oil burnt. You can't keep burning the midnight oil every night. You'll get exhausted. And that's what exactly my father told me. Used to say then, around then. Under the weather. Again, a common one. In case you haven't heard this before, I want to tell you that this is very commonly used in native speakers. So you must learn how to use this one. If you are under the weather, you're feeling a bit ill, fatigued, or simply not at your best. It's a polite way to say you're unwell without going into specifics. I'm feeling under the weather. Instead of saying, oh, my nose is runny or I am sneezing all day, just say, I'm feeling under the weather. Okay. People also use it to describe emotional low points, though it's more commonly tied to physical health, but you could say it for emotionally feeling low too. I won't be able to attend the meeting today. I'm feeling under the weather. He's been under the weather all week with a bad cold. I was really under the weather yesterday, but I'm much better now. Next one is a dime a dozen. I'm sure you've heard this one. Have you? If you have heard of this idiom before, you have to let me know in the comments below. Just simply type yes if you have or no if you haven't. A dime a dozen means something that is very common or of no particular value. If something is a dime a dozen, it means it's very common or easily found. Dimes are low value coins in the United States. So buying something at a dime per dozen implies that it's plentiful or it is very cheap. Okay, no particular value, right? So here's your example sentences. Bloggers are a dime a dozen these days. So you need a unique angle. So instead of just simple blogging, do something else. It's dime a dozen. Smartphone accessories are a dime a dozen at tech stores. In big cities, cafes are dime a dozen. Next is bite off more than you can chew. Here's your usage. To try to do something that is too difficult for you. That is when you are trying to bite more than you can chew. This idiom warns against taking on more responsibility or work than one can realistically handle. It evokes the image of someone literally biting off a huge chunk of food that they can't effectively chew or swallow. It won't fit in your throat. So here's your examples. I bit off more than I could chew by volunteering for 3 projects at once. Starting a new business and going to school full time might be biting off more than you can chew. I suggest you consider your schedule before you bite off more than you can chew. Next is cutting corners or cut corners. To do something quickly and not as well as you should. Okay, so you're trying to find an easy way out. That is cutting corners. Cut corners describes doing something in the quickest, cheapest, or easiest way possible, often sacrificing the quality or accuracy of the work. Okay, it implies a shortcut that might lead to problems down the line. Examples: when building the house, they cut corners on the wiring, which caused issues later. Never cut corners when it comes to safety. She tried to cut corners on her essay and it showed in the final grade. Next one. On the ball, indicating competence, alertness, or intelligence. If you're on the ball, you're alert, you're knowledgeable, and capable of handling situations effectively. It implies being organized and attentive to details. Examples: our new receptionist is really on the ball. She never misses a call. Amazing. Stay on the ball, or you might overlook important details. He's on the ball when it comes to stock market trends. Like he's really good. Get it? Okay, next one. Burn bridges. To damage a relationship or situation to the point where it's difficult or impossible to go back. People often make this mistake when they're quitting a job. They burn bridges. They say things they should not have said, and that's burning bridges. To burn bridges is to damage relationships or connections beyond repair. It implies ending things in a way that leaves no possibility of returning to that relationship or opportunity in the future. It's an interesting one. You must learn it. You should leave that job professionally. Don't burn any bridges. He burned bridges by insulting his former colleagues. I regret burning bridges with my old mentor when I left the company. Next one is blow off steam. Get rid of pent up energy or strong emotion. To blow off steam means to release pent up energy or emotions, often stress or anger, by engaging in some form of activity. Okay, the expression likens a person to a steam engine needing to release excess pressure. Here's your example sentences. I went for a run to blow off some steam after a stressful day. She plays video games to blow off steam. If you're upset, find a healthy way to blow off steam. Next, go down in flames. To fail completely, end suddenly, or be ruined. Go down in flames means to fail spectacularly and publicly, much like a fiery crash. It describes a dramatic downfall rather than a quiet one. So, when there is a lot of drama involved in the downfall, that's when you say it went down the flames. Their big product launch went down in flames due to technical issues. Oh, he tried to propose a new budget plan, but it went down in flames in the meeting. Let's make sure a project doesn't go down in flames by triple checking everything. Throw in the towel. It is to abandon a struggle or admit that you've been defeated. Okay? When you say you quit, that is throwing in the towel. Throw in the towel from boxing. So this term can be associated to boxing, which means to give up or to admit defeat. When a boxer's corner throws a towel into the ring, it signals surrender and the fight ends. I won't throw in the towel yet. I'll try one more time. They almost threw in the towel, but they found new funding sources. Don't throw in the towel on your dreams too soon. Go the extra mile. Make a special effort to achieve something. When you go the extra mile, you do more than is required or expected, showing additional effort, care, or commitment. This idiom is often used in professional or academic contexts but applies to personal endeavors as well. Here's your example sentences. She always goes the extra mile for her customers. If you really want to impress your boss, go the extra mile on this project. He went the extra mile to make sure the event was flawless. Drive someone up the wall. This one is quite interesting. It means make someone very irritated or angry. To drive someone up the wall means to annoy, irritate, or frustrate them greatly. So much so that they feel like climbing the walls to escape the situation. So they want to climb up and they want to jump. That's how much you annoy them. Here's your example sentences. His constant humming drives me up the wall. The traffic jam this morning drove me up the wall. My neighbor's loud music at night drives me up the wall. Next is jump the gun. To do something too soon before the proper time. That is when you're jumping the gun. Jump the gun means to act prematurely or start something too early. The phrase comes from track and field, when an athlete might mistakenly start running before the starting gun is fired. You get it? Relatable? Yeah. They jumped the gun by announcing the product before it was ready. A lot of people make that mistake, by the way. Don't jump the gun. Wait for the official instructions before you begin. I might have jumped the gun, assuming I got the job. I haven't heard back yet. Next is cold feet. You might have heard this one before, but even if you have, do you use it? That's important. Start using it. Cold feet shows loss of confidence, to be too fearful to undertake or complete an action. Examples. I tried to ask her out, but I got cold feet. I was going to try bungee jumping, but I got cold feet. Last year, rumors surfaced of his impending nuptials, but he apparently got cold feet. Nuptials is wedding. Hit the nail on the head. It's an easy one. You might have used it sometime in the past. Have you? To say something that is exactly right. To hit the nail on the head is to do or say something exactly right or precise. It highlights accuracy in understanding or solving a problem. Here's your examples. Your analysis of the marketing data hit the nail on the head. So it's an appreciation, praise. When she said our team needs better communication, she really hit the nail on the head. I couldn't have said it better. You hit the nail on the head. You couldn't have said it better. You hit the nail on the head. Next one is a blessing in disguise. A pretty simple one. It means something that seems bad or unlucky at first, but results in something good happening later. A blessing in disguise is something that initially seems negative or unlucky, but later turns out to have positive results. It's about recognizing hidden benefits in unfortunate situations. Examples. Losing my job was a blessing in disguise because I found a better career. And that had actually happened with me. Missing the train turned out to be a blessing in disguise when I avoided traffic delays. Sometimes setbacks can be blessings in disguise, pushing you to grow. Next is beat around the bush. Again, simple one. I've kept the simple ones for the last, but I don't know if you use them often or enough. Discuss a matter without coming to the point. That's when you're beating around the bush. I use it quite often actually. To beat around the bush means avoiding the main point or being indirect about something. You're not being very direct. You're not approaching the point the way it should be. Originally, hunters would literally beat around the bushes to stir up birds rather than going straight to them. Hence, the metaphor for not confronting the core issue directly. Here's your examples. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what happened. He tends to beat around the bush when he's uncomfortable. We don't have time. Please don't beat around the bush. Next is cry over spilled milk. To be upset about something that has already happened and cannot be changed. Cry over spilled milk refers to complaining about a loss or mistake that can't be undone. The idiom advises that it's not useful to be upset about something in the past. Mitti dalo, Hindi. Yeah. Examples. It's no use crying over spilled milk. Let's just buy a new one. He was upset about the failed exam, but he realized there's no point in crying over spilled milk. I wish we hadn't missed that opportunity, but no use crying over spilled milk. Next is keep your chin up. Remain cheerful in difficult circumstances. Keep your chin up is an encouraging phrase that tells someone to stay optimistic or confident, especially during tough times. The image is of maintaining a proud and positive posture rather than hanging your head in despair. You get it, right? You get the image. So here's your example sentences. Keep your chin up. Things will get better soon. Don't worry. Even after the loss, the coach told them to keep their chins up. Good coach. When you're facing difficulties, remember to keep your chin up and stay hopeful. Last one is miss the boat. To lose an opportunity to do something by being slow to act. If you miss the boat, you're missing out on an opportunity of failing to take timely action. It conveys the image of a boat leaving you behind at the dock. Examples. I missed the boat on investing in that startup. Now it's too late. They missed the boat by not applying for the scholarship on time. Don't miss the boat. Get your application in before the deadline. And actually, that wasn't the last one. This is the last one. Promise. In the same boat. So, two boat idioms. In the same boat. It means to be in the same unpleasant situation as other people. Okay? Being in the same boat implies that you share the same circumstances, problems, or challenges with someone else. It emphasizes solidarity in facing a common situation. Here's your examples. We are all in the same boat struggling with these new regulations. Don't worry, everyone here is in the same boat when it comes to job hunting. She reminded her classmates they are in the same boat, so they should help each other. Now we have a quiz for you, and then tata bye bye. I think you've dash by taking on too many projects at once. Bite off more than you can chew. Next one. It's time to dash if you want to pass your finals next week. Hit the books. Next is, she had to dash to meet the tight deadline for her report. Burn the midnight oil. She had to burn the midnight oil to meet the tight deadline for her project, for her report. After hours of work, they decided to dash and go home. Decided to call it a day and go home. Leaving the company on bad terms can dash, making it hard to return in the future. Burn bridges. This is easy. So that was the video. I really hope you learned something and you enjoyed yourself thoroughly. My entire focus on shooting these videos and recording these topics for you is to make you learn along with also get entertained. I will see you in the next one. Now you have to tell me how many of the questions in the quiz did you get right? Please do, please, and write me a thank you if you've learned something from this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.